Hello everybody, welcome back to the Contest Round podcast. This should be episode 42, and if you don't know already, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all the stuff, all the links, all the bios, things are in the description down below. So if you need something to listen to while you're grinding out units for some new stuff that may be dropping, and as well over the Cyber Weekend, then obviously stick us in your ears. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Dan at Frontline MCOC. Go and check out the site in the description down below. How you doing, my friend?
Rich, what a week, what a day, what a life. The times that we live in, my friend, they are not boring.
No, I just think...
What's the phrase? May you live in interesting times.
Yeah.
My God, man. My God.
The question is, where do we start? And I think we'll start with the freshest thing, which is, well, I don't know. Everything's really fresh, but I think
everything's super fresh. Everything's right out of the oven. It's too hot to touch.
Oh, yeah,
let's talk Cyber Weekend deals.
Good, because that's what I was thinking as well. Oh dear. Disappointment in some places, jubilation in others.
Yes. And we've kind of got the range here because you were a Thronebreaker.
Yeah.
You were a Thronebreaker who decided that his units would be better spent plowing through a path of the abyss leading up to Cyber Weekend to get the Thronebreaker title and thus have access to the better deals. Where I decided to sit on my stack of units and figured I would be able to pick up the Thronebreaker title on Cyber Weekend. And one of us made a smart decision, and one of us is horribly stuck into neutral as far as their account progression is now concerned, and is sitting on 17,000 units and nothing to spend them on.
It is ultimately disappointing. I've just, because we record this on Friday, everybody, if you're kind of wondering, I've just put out a video, and in the video I'm literally saying I am gobsmacked. I am absolutely lost for words to the disappointment of those that have Cavalier. I'm still like completely baffled as to what has been put up for you guys to grab. I'm just gonna throw on screen, or if you're watching on YouTube, and I will read it off for those listening on other platforms. The Cavalier deals, which. First of all, from the paying deals, I thought that was absolutely ridiculous what was put out for that. It doesn't give you anything. This is the big thing, or I believe to be the big thing for players that are Cavalier. Looking to make that progression to Thronebreaker and having to then throw yourself at the mercy of RNG factors of that 10% tier 5 class Catalyst Fragment Crystal doesn't give you any interest. And the same thing when it comes to like the unit deals, like you know.
Well, there's no. I mean, here's the big one for me, right? So, on July 4th, there were two deals for Cavalier players, right? There was that 5-star deal, and there was the 6-star deal. And if you bought the 6-star deal if you spent the 15,000 units, there was 65% T5CC in there, all random if you added them up. There is zero T5CC if you spend 15,000 units as a Cavalier player today. Right? Like, that's insane. So basically they said, okay, the 6-star deal goes to the Thronebreakers, the 5-star deal goes to the Cavalier players, and that's it. There's no choice there, because we've talked about this before, the wide range of the Cavalier players. Like, if you're a new Cavalier player, you need to diversify a 5-star roster. You need to rank up 5 stars to 565, which is totally valid. There's a lot here for you, but if you're someone like me who is getting close but not quite there, why am I going to dump 15,000 units so I can have my 28th and 29th 565 champion a month earlier?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. And the other big thing is, since July 4th, we have continuously seen Kabam sell T5CC selectors, usually around $50 for a 10% T5CC selector. And these are going to Cavalier players. So it's not like these aren't being offered to Cavalier players. They are. Where are those? Like, we expected better deals. There's very little T5CC anyway, but there's not even the same $50 for a 10% deal available. If you spend $50 right now on the Black Panthers, you get 5% of a random. Like, I don't really care about the 50,000 5-star shards. Yeah, that's a lot. But well, I mean, I can't use them. And what are 26-star signature stone crystals? What am I going to do with 20 random 6-star signature stones? Like, that's so out of whack. Like, why are they in the same? Why is that in the same deal with 5-star shards? Like, you need to get the 6 stars and then rank them up, which we can't do, and then dupe them. And then maybe I'll think about 6-star sig stones eventually.
Yeah.
So, and then, all right, say you want to drop the Odin for the $100. Like, all right, the 6-star Nexus Hero Crystal, that's cool, but still RNG based. The 4 to 5 generic rank up gem for the 5 stars. Okay, but 10% random T5 CC.
Yeah.
Like, it's random. Like, we know, like, we know people need to be able to choose their class. Like, I feel like backing them up on some of the randomness, especially in the monthly event quest stuff.
Yeah.
But come on, guys, like, this was not the expectations that were set based on the previous deals we have seen.
Yeah, I really am just lost for words. Especially like you said, the build up, having like a few weeks on a trot where we've got the tier 5 class catalyst selector, and it's kind of like it's dangling the carrot in front of the player, and you're there like, oh, you know, hard pass, we're waiting till sub weekend, but it turns out to be a massive letdown because they can't replicate what they did on July 4th to then go, right, here we are. This is meant to be the big present. This is not just the Thronebreaker, but also the Cavalier. Kabam have made that emphasis of going, I kind of use this term lightly. There's not in any case a massive, what feels to be a paywall to go from Cavalier to Thronebreaker, because you can farm units for free and then do something like Abyss of Legends. So I don't really want to push that narrative because that's not completely accurate. But it is a point of saying that it's not like Cavalier becoming Cavalier, and it's not like becoming Uncollected. You need to rank up something. Right. Where Cavalier, and there's multiple
ways to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you're bottlenecked into either the RNG number one, or you're bottlenecked into the other element, which is you have to do endgame content and you have to do it now. And that's the thing about having, back in was it September when we had the announcement of the Thronebreaker?
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah.
So that's the thing of going like, all right, well, we're coming close to Cyber Weekend. We got two months left, and that's that thing about not pressure, but then that's the thing, like, you know, when Abyss of Legends was put out in January, no one knew there was going to be a new title edge. I mean, we knew that there was. We would obviously guess that down the line there would be, but there's no inkling to go, hey, by the way, you're going to need to invest that tier 5 class catalyst into this. So it's. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Even Brian Grant, as a Thronebreaker, said he's going to give a hard pass on some of the deals.
Yeah, and Brian is the ultimate free-to-play, save your units for these offers guy. Like, he's the one that got me hooked on the whole thing of, like, let's grind for 6 months because these unit cash deals are going to move your account forward. And for and Black Friday 2019 certainly did for me, and July 4th certainly did for me. So you're kind of expecting that same level of juice from Black Friday 2020, and for a lot of us, it's really not there. And I just, man, so many thoughts. I mean, they've just been selling so many T5CC selectors.
That's the thing.
This was what I said, and I typed this into the CCP chat. This was my big piece of feedback for them. It's like, I find it really confusing that you guys decided to stop selling Thronebreaker today of all days.
Exactly.
Like, it's it would be one thing if we were like, hey, they've never sold T5CC selectors, so we're guessing they're going to sell them today, and they don't. We're consistently selling them to Cavalier players, and then all of a sudden, no. like on what's supposedly the biggest sales day of the year. And my other thing, I'm typing this tweet out right now, is, Kabam is coming off the best quarter in the game's history, almost 6 years in. Q3 was their best sales quarter.
Yeah.
And they were the number one game in the App Store last Black Friday.
Yeah.
So if they are not the number one game in the App Store tomorrow, that means they missed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to know that probably by the time people are listening to this, but that's the thing. So, because we can complain all we want, but if they're number one tomorrow, it doesn't really matter. If you complain and you still spend, the message is at Kabam HQ is going to be that was a home run.
Yeah.
But if they drop, if they're not number one tomorrow, there's going to be some hard questions to ask.
That's true. What do you think about the changes of options? We're July 4th, and by the way, I've got, like, if anybody's wondering, who's watching on YouTube, and just to explain, I've got Dan's frontlinemcoc.home.blog, which is from July 4th. By the way, you should go and make sure you keep that homepage. That's a great resource, great site. Follow Dan on Twitter as well for all up-to-date information. You've got to do the plug, Dan.
I appreciate the plug. You've been plugging my stuff hard this week, and I
think we've done a good tag team. That's the thing.
We do tag team it. Yes.
This is why it's sad that we don't get New York Comic Con, because it would have been a case, like how we'd be is like it would be like through the day gathering info, and then kind of like going back. We then do like videos and stuff. We probably do collab videos, and then it would be do like evening podcast to digest over a beer of what's gone down. We then film the podcast we do like the podcast wars we set about, and we'll get guests over.
I know, yeah. It was going to be so much fun. We had plans, Rich. We had real plans, and then 2020. So yeah, I'm looking at what you're talking about, the deals from last year. What I'm really concerned about is the 5-star 6 stones. Now, obviously, they're more available. So it looks like there is 225 5-star 6 stones available for Cavalier players if they buy the unit deals today. What was it if they bought it? Let's see, 25 plus. I'm doing math real quick, which is not the best. Plus 75. And then there was, in the final one, there was 150.
I think my
so they actually lost 25 6 stones. Even if you're buying the 5-star deal, you still lost 25 5-star 6 stones, which are less valuable now because there's more in the game.
Yeah. The issue that gets me is back on July 4th, we had separate deals. So you had that choice of whether or not to go down that route. And it's like what they've done is they've cut in half those deals and gone, okay, well, it's quite clear that we need to go Thronebreaker, take the good side of things, and Cavalier players are left with the less side of things. So it's like, not 100% correct in saying that, but it does feel that they've kind of gone cut down the middle, and they've given Thronebreaker the 6-star portion of it, which I do find weird. I understand what Kabam were trying to do with create, and what we talked about, the idea of there's the new Cavalier players that are on one side of the spectrum, and then there's the people that have that just at that end point to then make that jump to Thronebreaker, but maybe are lacking, say, a little bit of luck with the RNG, a little bit more champions to then do things like Abyss of Legends and 100%ing 6.1, 6.2, or 6.3. I'd say more towards the latter side of things. Or maybe even just they've done a completion of Act 6 and things haven't turned out the way they have.
Right.
And it just feels like I find it very weird that they've then done that kind of split, or they've not given as much choice from the July 4th as they have done now.
Yes, that's really that seems like where the real miss is, not recognizing that there's such a wide breadth of Thronebreakers out there. And yeah, there's certain points where if you just become a Cavalier, if you have someone who's just become Cavalier, you could buy all the 6-star items, but you can't really put them to use, so it's kind of a waste. And you should use the 5-star, buy the 5-star bundle. But now we don't have the choice, and that's really that I think that's what really hurts a lot of people is the people are looking forward to a deal. They want to spend. They have saved these units, or they've got gift cards, or they're just plain willing to spend their cold hard cash, and they feel like there isn't anything geared toward them, and that's why they're burned. But what about you? You're a Thronebreaker. How are you feeling about the deals? You're still thinking about what you're going to spend? Have you thrown down the money yet? What's going on?
Well, video goes out on Sunday. I probably would have made a video and stuff would have gone out. I'm in a very difficult quandary at the moment. There's a lot of things that rather than me going, let's quickly push the button on anything and everything.
Yep.
I am very tempted by doing 3 Odins, but at the same time, I need to be realistic on my future endeavors and what I'm trying to do. Like, one of my endeavors is to do a bigger opening for the featured 6-star crystals. By the way, the pool has just gone out and it's just been announced.
Well, that pool. Oh my goodness.
It's not too bad.
If you weren't saving before. So, all right. So first off, you've got Apocalypse, you've got Professor X, you've got Dragon Man, you've got Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
We already knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sub-featured Ghost, Elsa Bloodstone, and for the first time ever, 6-star Vision Age of Ultron, who I love as a champion.
Especially if you're looking
that pool.
Yeah, if you pair up with Warlock, you got the buff. The thing is, one thing to kind of like mention if anybody's interested in the CCP, even though the MCC Journal put out that Scarlet Witch sigil, we still have no bloody idea what's going on with that.
No idea. No idea. We don't even know if she's coming out as a playable champ.
Exactly. That's the thing. So yeah. Anyway, surprised with that.
Yeah. But also in that 6-star crystal, just real quick, Gambit, Killmonger, Mr. Fantastic, Spider-Gwen, Wasp, Longshot.
Yeah.
Call Obsidian. Like there's a lot of really solid champions. Oh, the newly buffed Daredevil too.
Mm-hmm.
Cable, who you can pair with Apocalypse, and he's actually good.
Yeah.
Like that crystal, I am gonna go hard on that crystal, Rich.
Yeah, and this is the thing that then throws my interest of where I'm going, because there is options to get 6-star shards. I need to. This is why it's going to take me a little bit longer to. Hopefully I've done the sums by hits, because I need to assess the amount of units, the amount financially I can spend on this. I do have gift cards that I'll be applying to it. The amount of units I get back, the amount of units realistically I can get by, say, the end of the month or the end of the year, and then balance in a budget of, can I then assign that to Abyss grind? Yep. And that's the other thing, is just kind of going, am I, and then looking at the unit deals, the unit deals, the free to play kind of deals, whatever you want to call it, and looking at, okay, so if I subtract that from there, I will make a loss or a gain by 100%ing Abyss. Those are the calculations. I think, and I welcome all players, as well as Dan does this and many other players do this as well, is really think about budgeting your spend, not just about like financial spend, but also kind of like how many realistically units you can get in a week versus then mistakes and stuff going wrong and such like. But also, what do I get back from doing X content and Y content, and should I go for Z type deals right now? Or red herring is that I then say, right, well, I got X amount of units and I'm going to go instead something completely ridiculous. I'm going to then invest it all into a gifting event grind, because
I was going to say, Rich, you have more choices than ever for those units.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you want to get into the release notes?
I think we've got to do that.
So let's do that. So we had talked a little bit. We have no idea what's happening with new Scarlet Witch. We don't know. We don't even know if she's called Scarlet Witch Sigil technically. So we have no idea if she's coming out. It looks like December only has one champ in a standard release, and that is Spider-Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Ham, I believe his champion spotlight is being posted today. Looks like an interesting champion, but we'll probably get into him more in a later podcast after we've actually been able to play the champion, which we have not right now. But the headline for Rich, and I think because this has been a true saga, is gifting is confirmed.
Yeah.
You did the documentary, and actually a lot of the stuff you said in it made it into the new rules. How do you feel about the new rules for gifting?
Well,
2020?
there's a little bit of like further story to this. So after I'd made I was about 90% completed with that documentary. I did the kind of thing about reaching out for comment with, I think, Vid, whatever it is, said, I think cannot confirm or deny its return. And then Karate Mike said, you do realise last year one other Caban person said it might come back. And then Karate Mike then asked the question again. It was like, it's kind of come back. And I was just like, I literally could have sworn right there, because I was just like, this breaks it. This ruins the narrative of that video. And I'm like,
right,
I have to continue this on, because I'm just like, I've spent at that point, I think I invested about 19 hours into creating that piece.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't lose that time.
Well, at least you got it out before the public announcement.
Yeah, that was a relief.
Everyone in the audience didn't know.
Yeah.
That it was definitely coming back. But yeah, I can understand why you were a little salty about that.
But the thing is with that, there wasn't any finer details, because now we've got it. It's back with the more finer details, and as well the slight catch. And it's
yeah.
I'm happy about the extent of safeguarding that's being done with it.
Right. I had a 14-day blackout's a long time. Like,
yeah,
that's you can't just drop a unit loader into your account and or into your alliance and have them send all these gifts and kick them. 14 days. I mean, you'd have to ride through some wars and an AQ series. Like that's really not happening, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like hopefully there isn't something else that people that we're missing, but man, I think that safeguard should make for a much, much cleaner event. Now that doesn't take away people doing credit card fraud on their own account, but they can't really use burner accounts to do it, which is a big deal.
Yeah, and whether or not this 7-day delay period where they assess stuff means that they can have a look at what has been committed credit card fraud, if there's been any, because then there will be stuff like chargebacks. And it wouldn't be right. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how a lot of it works, but I can imagine that the things that will be noticeable about something being credit card fraud orientated will be picked up in those. I'd hope in that 1 week post the event finishing.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to put a few nodes at a joint, and you'll probably see a million different forum threads saying, "Where's the rewards? Where's my rewards? Where's the rewards?" I mean, we see that. Enough. We see that enough with Alliance Wars, and we all know it takes usually 1 day after, at least about 12 hours after the Alliance War season ended for you to get the rewards. So I can imagine for 1 week solid, there's going to be the constant forum.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to get your 6-star Kang, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You gonna be wailing out. You going for top rank?
Unless this sigil, this Scarlet Witch is in the greater gifting crystals.
Oh, Rich, that's a hot take, and I like it. Oh, could you imagine? That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. But I mean, this year it's interesting because I think with the solo and the alliance rewards, people are going to get a fair amount from gifting.
Yeah. There's not been much buff to alliance ones. I had a look the other day. I think there's just a little bit more, a smidgen more with alliance, but it's the solo that's the spicy.
Yeah. I mean, and we're gonna have to see I think most Cavalier and Thronebreaker players, by virtue of the alliances they're in, will be at least top 10%, if not top 5% for alliance, which is pretty solid. Those are some good rewards. But yeah, you look at, and there's no number one for solo. It's just top 30.
Yeah,
which is probably for the best.
Yeah. Oh god.
But they're still pretty good. I mean, you get the 6-star Thanos, 6-star Awakening Gem, which is a generic 1 to 2 rank up gem crystal, which is random, but still, when you think of the items in there, is ridiculous. 15,000 6-star hero crystal shards, 2 6-star Nexus crystals. I mean, those are just amazing rewards if you're willing to dump tens of thousands of dollars on a mobile video game.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah. If I'm in the top 25% or so, I'll take my tier 2 alpha and my 6-star hero crystal shards and put them in the bank for that featured.
Yeah.
And go from there.
I would love to say that I would have I can't. No, after the events of YouTube's hitting my channel over September, October. Yeah. If I thought to myself, I'll have do you know what? I'll go a little bit mad and I might spend about $1,000 worth.
Yeah, and make it back.
Yeah, I mean, I can in all good consciousness. I will probably buy some, but also I'm interested in doing more arena grinding. The best thing about this is it's not too much the start of the month, so if I can bulk build content, I can then spend a lot more time streaming arena grind for this particular event. So that somewhat interests me more, and especially with the 10th anniversary, the 6th anniversary, 10 or 20%. I think it's 20% boost. Is it 20%?
Ooh, love that boost. Yeah, it's 20%.
Yeah. That's a good opportunity to get into arena. And also they delivered a special arena. We've got 6-star shards being offered.
Yeah, 6-star. Yeah, 7-day arena with, we'll have to see how the reward breakdown is, but they're saying up to 5,000 6-star shards will be available if you're uncollected or higher from that arena. So that has certainly piqued my interest, because I'm all about the expansion of my 6-star roster right now. So I'm really looking forward to that December 10th to 17th anniversary week. Like you said, special anniversary boost, 20% extra gold and battle chips. We've got the anniversary calendar. We've got the anniversary arena, halls of healing, fortune and glory. Always love those. A good time. There'll be a 14-day holiday calendar that runs at the same time as gifting, which is December 21st through January 4th. There's usually some greater gifting crystals in that calendar, which is always nice. And finally, because they probably got super tired of answering this question on the forums every year, we're getting a Christmas gift. Yeah. Yeah, that's one that always blows my mind. It's like people just mad that they didn't get a Christmas gift.
I like people. People are funny.
People are the best, especially on the internet.
Yeah.
They're all A+. So let's see, but all right, so that's all the cool free stuff.
Yeah.
But moving on to stuff we've actually got to do, looks like a really simple side quest. As I put in my post, no daily logins, no keys, no maps, no reward spreadsheets needed. Just run the quest.
Yeah.
Get the shards. You'll get these epoch shards that you can redeem for year-specific crystals, which sound cool. But it's not a heavy grind event. The rewards aren't crazy because there's lots of extra rewards in other places. And then we get to the big meaty content. Variant 6. We don't know the date, but it's coming out. And what do you think of the setup for this one?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, #villain.
I have so many villains. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm kind of already thinking about
just
who.
Ghost, Doom.
Yeah.
Sentinel. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
that one's gonna be a lot of fun. I love the variants; they're my favorite things. As long as the rewards are as good as Variant 5 or better, I am super excited.
Yeah, I mean, if they could have well, no, they wouldn't put a selector in in that. Then we didn't have a selector last time. We just had percentage
we
crystals,
had
didn't we?
25% random, but still, 25. Once the randoms start getting up to like the 25% zone, that's pretty good, and that's a lot easier to acquire than one of those 25% from Act 6.
Yeah, that's true. How's your Act 6 going, by the way?
I am in the middle of 6.2.5. And it's brutal. It is a chore. As soon as this variant comes out, I'm moving over to that. I mean, you got to get Act 6 done. It's fine, but I think 6.2.5 might be the worst quest of story content in the game. So I just kind of want it done. Like, I'm not even worried about the champion map. Like, I like fighting the champion. That fight's fun, and they've nerfed it. But this chapter I'm on right now, it is a chore. Yeah,
I decided to go into 6.3.1 because I just
can't blame you.
6.2 had enough.
It's rough. It's rough, but I feel like there's just less paths now for me to get those rewards than the 6.3 rewards. So that's what I'm doing. And we've also got book 2.
Oh yeah. I forgot about all this kind of like new content that's coming out. I'm still haven't decided like what my push will be for that.
Depends on the rewards, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Like if they have decent T5 CC in the completion rewards, I think all the Cavalier players are going to be burning through that thing really quick.
Yeah. Depends when it comes out as well. Will it come out
It's coming out the 9th.
Oh, the 9th, right. It is the Monday.
Yeah. Which is, so that's the second Wednesday in December, and all champions will be available. No AQ, no AW. So you got 24 hours with your regular roster to jump in there.
Ah, yeah.
And
that will be...
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I think...
That will be fun, yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's a... What else kind of like... I was just looking to see if there's any kind of fixes for any kind of like main champions, but there's nothing really being kind of like covered that much.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Nick Fury bug is being addressed. The one where his persistent charge was not able to trigger going into the fight, the pre-fight. Yeah. I know that was vexing a lot of people. I play Nick Fury a fair amount. I'm getting looking. Yeah, it was Nick Fury and Human Torch were having the issue. Nick Fury's obviously you don't want to start in real Nick, and with Human Torch you do have to activate the pre-fights. So let me correct myself there. But yeah, the pre-fights have been sketchy.
Yeah,
on those two, and those are very important champions. So I would love to see those fixed. Yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot. There's definitely some bug fixes, but it's not a ton of the stuff that I've seen people complaining about. I mean, mostly it's been such a rough month for force quits in Arena, and some people just not being able to log into the game at times.
Yeah, I've had a lot of dropped inputs and a lot of weird interactions, a lot of block breaks. A lot of just general functional things that I wouldn't expect, and it's the same thing when I'm watching other people. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Gaming W Layman put up a little video of him doing an evade of Nightcrawler. On the first part, it registered with a swipe, but in the second part, when he swiped, it just stood him still, which yeah, there's some really weird, and I've had some terrible experiences against the AI in the last week or so. Most of my units have gone towards like just bad dropped inputs.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah,
that's not how you want to spend your units.
No.
I prefer to spend mine on just making up for horrible mistakes that are my fault.
Yes. I mean, when I know I've made a mistake, I will go like, oh, no, that's on me. But yeah, it's a lot of time. It's just like when you I'll swipe and it's just like, oh, right, okay, I'm standing still on the swipe. But it's not like I'm going into a block. It's just like it just doesn't register. You just stand there just eating it. damn, man, don't like that at all. Just think if there's anything else really to cover. It's really weird because we didn't record last week. Was very busy for us both, more like on a personal sense.
Yeah, especially that last week was my fault because I got some messages and they're like, "What happened to Rich?" I was like, "No, that one was on me."
It was kind of good in any case.
That one was on me last week.
But right, have you had a look at the spotlight for Daredevil? We can talk about it because we're allowed to talk about it, about how that champion rolls. Have you?
Yeah, I have. It's interesting. Now he's been. I'm not seeing it on Kabam's site, but we can talk about it because
it's on now. I can shoot you a link if you want.
Oh yeah, if you could.
Yep.
I am interesting because they've really retooled this guy. He has new animations. He has bleed debuffs now, and he has an interesting interaction with opponents' debuffs as well.
Yeah,
I don't know that. I'm gonna have to play with him. I don't know. We haven't had a chance. It's interesting because this base regeneration is set at 40% instead of the normal 100%, but he's immune to all effects that modify regeneration rate except for poison. So there's a lot going on there on paper that we really need to see how it works in practice. Apparently he was too powerful with regular willpower.
Yeah, I remember reading that. I was like, what the heck? Do you know what? It's always interesting that they decide to make those little tweaks before something goes live. What's the thing that stood out for me?
Yeah, and he's got the two modes based on your combo meter. So he's got a little bit of Squirrel Girl in him where he can consume his combo as well.
There were a few things I know with I'm not this. By the way, don't anybody take this as like any shade on anybody, but when some leaked information went out, they did have something in there in the leaked info which was not in the champion build. I think it was something to do referred to like a missing factor, like it misses a lot of the damage except for an SP3. So I think that was some misinformation because it's definitely not in what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always well, he has a synergy where, while charging a heavy attack, enemy attacks have a 100% chance to miss for 1.5 seconds, 15-second cooldown, but you need Spider-Gwen and Punisher on the team for that to happen. Yeah,
I think the leaked info was very much it built into the abilities kit as opposed to a synergy. But that's fine. Sometimes you have to wait until the info comes out from Kabam to kind of get an idea of what's going on. That Scarlet Witch sigil is going to be a perfect idea.
Yep.
I am quite interested with this character. I've got the 5-star version. Don't have the 6-star version, but that could all change on December, whatever day it is.
December 15th.
December 15th. Man, that's going to be a big day. I'm not going to
be a lot of openings on the YouTube on that day.
God, I'd love Apocalypse. 6-star Apocalypse.
I would too. Oh man. Now that's a 6-star. You don't feel bad about bringing a rank 3.
No, exactly. And that's my hope that I could get. This is one of the quandaries as well. If you're kind of like thinking about putting the trigger on purchasing as a Thronebreaker, the selector deals, it's like, well, you've got to do. We talked about it as like a spreadsheet. You've got to prepare yourself that if you're selecting, which one is going to be the best one to select. If you've got 25%, then you're like, right, well, am I actually going to make it on any of them? I don't know. I know Captain Dan. I know there was somebody on Twitter. I think it was Zone. No, it was Titan. Titan was that? I think Titan. Who mentioned it because I did this spreadsheet. I don't know if you heard about this, Dan. I called it.
I think I heard about it just in passing.
Yeah, where you kind of like I put the percentage of crystals of tier 5 class catalyst to select the volume, so saying 20% is this amount, and then you put against it like where you're close to. So for me, and to kind of like give an example, I could form another cosmic tier 5 class catalyst with a 25% selector if I choose that. Also, I could form a mystic if I choose yeah, if I choose a Mystic Selector, 25%, I will... No, I won't form, but no, I will... the only one I will form on is the Cosmic, so that's kind of sad in some ways. But yeah, it just gives a perspective there on that. If I just went for that single Odin or bought multiple Odins, I could then go, right, well, I'll buy this one, and I form. Anyway, I digress. Back to what we were talking about, and Daredevil. Yeah, I like the way that you're able to, after 60... I think this is another one of these heavy attack into special attack champions.
Yeah, you think that's how he's going to play?
The first hit spends 10 combo meter, granting 100% chance to gain a stacking cruelty buff, increasing critical damage rating by plus 430 for 14 seconds. Chaining into an SP2. Big yellow numbers. Likely, possibly, big bleed damage. That hopefully will happen.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. It does have, he does have a lot of the usual stuff you expect from a skill champion, which is bleed damage and debuff shrug off. So it's going to be interesting to see if he has enough utility on the side to differentiate himself enough from the other skill champions. Because skill does, as people have pointed out, the skill class does need some help.
Yeah.
So hopefully when you're talking about an A-list Marvel character like Daredevil, he can move up into that stratosphere of great skill champions.
This is weird because this champion feels to me like it's very based on the TV series as opposed to it being on the normal Daredevil. And to go a bit further into that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like got this brawler. It's more of an emphasis on a brawler. In the TV series, he's more of a fighter. It's more of a case of like, bludgeoning people.
He takes a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's the Murdoch boy part of it, right? Like that's the bruiser, the boxer part, and then you've got the Styx apprentice part when his combo meter gets up.
Yeah.
Right. So when he's taking the hits, when you can't get your combo meter up, he's in boxer mode, and when you're fighting like a ninja and dodging everything, that's when you go into stick mode.
Yeah. This is why I think that it would be nice if they did the OG one to make it a little bit different. Maybe a bit more emphasis on, say, the more he evade. Like if you kind of like passively have him, similar to Blackwood: A Deadly Origin. If you kind of like take your finger off the screen and allow the evade ability to then evade with it, or something where the more he evades, the more he dexes, he then builds up some sort of like not just combos, but he builds up, I don't know, a charge of some kind, which maybe like he's controlling the fight type a buff, like fight control or something.
Yeah,
and maybe something where he's got like more of a precision hit something or other. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, that 65% reduction of opponents' defensive ability accuracy in Styx Apprentice mode, that's a big deal. That's gonna counter some evade. So we were talking about champions like Wasp that could help you.
Yeah.
Could help you a little bit with Magic's Limbo if you're in a pinch. So it might just be giving some people some extra options for champions that have abilities that trigger when they're getting hit.
Yeah. Does look like a very interesting champion. I'd like to... I'm just trying to think of what would be... If this would be one of these options for Abyss, and the more I think about Abyss of Legends for a guide sense, is that what do you need out of a champion? Do you need something that's able to apply damage and... because limited amount of challenger hits. I can't remember what they're called, but it's a limited time. So what can you do in a limited time? And this champion may be like, as soon as you build up about 200, not 200 combo, about 100 combo, you want to be maximizing damage output as quickly as possible. So could this be an option? Maybe. It's definitely worth kind of like looking into. I definitely would like to test out a rank 3 6-star version. Yes,
for sure. I think he's gonna make some people happy. They've been calling for a Daredevil buff for a long time. So
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
I think that's it, Rich. But it's definitely going to be a big week with the update dropping and all these holiday events coming down the pike soon.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I thought this would be like a big. We've condensed. We've done a very good condensed show. I haven't really talked about Marvel Realm, which is a bit of a time at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't had it, when it's coming out on December 16th, so we'll get back to Realm soon.
Yeah, I think for me, my plan is to. That's the thing. I want to do more MCOC, and the difficulty with Realm is they've added some complexities. I will kind of like talk a little bit more about Realm. I will load it up and talk a bit more about it. So the issue with Realm is there is now much more of a larger divide between where one account is with its tierage to then where say the top tier is, and it's really weird because like in the space of like a very short space of time, players when they unlock this new defender tier, going from where you were to going from where a warrior tier was to now up to where defender is, it takes a while. Even more of a while with the same problems of matchmaking and what kind of team you're going in against, and the problem with trying to win. If the matchmaker is throwing you some really dodgy teams, like say, and I keep on having this, where it's just me single-handedly with two bots against like two players and a bot, I'm not making any gains. I'm making a loss.
That's not fun.
No. Yes, there are people out there that want to pair up, but unfortunately, you end up trying to pair up with who you can, and that's not always giving you that kind of push to then get up to the different tiers. It's weird because Kabam have said like, oh, the tiering system's not the essential point, and it's like, well, it is. And the sad thing is, there's also, I'm not going to say there's a hierarchy, but certain players seem to be pairing up with the same players. It's like what they want to do is they want to safeguard their tier rating. So that's a problem then for what you're doing. Then other players, if you seem to be like meeting off against them in the same battles, then you're not making gains, which means that they're still making gains, and it becomes like an imbalanced system of fight. But yeah, I don't know. I really want to get into playing the game, and I think I will get more involved towards the 16th when it releases. But there's some stuff that I don't like at the moment, and I hope it improves.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, I think that's a good point to end.
It's been a crazy week. I am going to spend the weekend analyzing all the different deals.
Oh, I'm going to do that as well.
Because that is certainly the talk of the community, and I've been amazed at how much traffic my old July 4th and Cyber Weekend deals have gotten in the past couple of weeks as people do their research and comparison. So I think it's good to have that up just for posterity's sake.
Yeah, I think so. I've been referring back to your work as well. I think it's covers a lot of stuff. It's good for...
And other than that, I need to run a few more of those shadow-based raids because I haven't got those 6-star shards yet.
Yep, I need to do that as well. I think I'm going to do tomorrow's. I think that's the plan, do tomorrow's. Can't remember what tomorrow's is.
Yeah, I don't know. The Avengers one that was running yesterday was pretty easy, but I feel like I missed the window on finishing it up when it's super easy.
Yeah, same here. Right, it's going to have to be all on tomorrow.
Only so much time in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Right, thank you everybody for listening and watching on the podcast. You can find Dan and the links in the description or the bio. And you can find us on the usual things, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes podcasts. Links are always in the bio, as I said. And we'll see you all next week for episode 43, I want to say. I'm so lost with them, so I'll probably have to find out. Bye, everybody.